Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. I'm in my alternate studio, so I don't have my sound clip that I normally play before the Fanboy Files. But fanboys, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. But before we get started, I just want to take a moment, thank everyone who participated in the poll from this week. And that poll was, who do you think was the more exciting rivalry between the Bulls and Knicks and Bulls and Pacers? And Bulls and Knicks won with 88% of the vote. And I think I absolutely agree with that. Actually, if I had been thinking, I would have narrowed it down to a particular series versus the Pacers and versus the Knicks. Because the Bulls definitely had, I would say, a bigger and more of a rivalry with the Knicks. But anyway, without further ado, let's get on with business. Fanboy number one, and this actually comes from the last Fanboy Files. Okay, and this fanboy says, LeBron will be the all-time scoring leader for the rest of your life. So have a nice life. Years from now, you can lie to your grandchildren. Hopefully they will have sense enough, and you spelled sense, S-I-N-C-E. I should just stop right now. You should be done right now. Hopefully they have sense enough to ignore their senile old grandpa with a laughing emoji. Fanboy, do you get tired? Honest question. Do you ever get tired of this? First of all, fanboy, LeBron will not be the GOAT for the rest of your life. So, okay. What is your point? No one cares about that ridiculous record except LeBron James and his kingdom of fanboys. You guys are the only one who care about that record. Again, I've said this before. That record has never meant so much. When Kareem held the record, again, it was mentioned just to put respect on Kareem's name. It wasn't mentioned as a point to why he's ranked wherever people had him ranked. Which he wasn't the GOAT, by the way. And LeBron is not the GOAT. So what is your point? I'm going to read a couple of more, and then I got some questions for you fanboys. Seriously. Let's move on. Okay, fanboy number two. This comes from the Michael Jordan Effect video where I was talking about the ratings and how when Michael Jordan retired, the ratings took a drop that they never recovered from. You would think that that's a pretty simple thing and that can't be misunderstood. But however, we are dealing with fanboys here. So let's fanboy number two. Here we go. He says, missing the point big time, chap. The only reason for B-ball to be popular is to draw money for the league. TV advertisements and rights are paying the NBA and the players their salary. Corporate business don't want to see fouls or fights every other night. High-scoring game is what draws in crowds, albeit a smaller crowd in recent years, like you and many other simpleton statisticians might conclude, but they pay big money overall, so it works out. Fanboy, you guys are special. You guys are truly special. Let me tell you something. Okay, let me try to spell this out for you, fanboy. I got two things to say. First of all, the fact that you said admit that it's a smaller crowd, right? But I guess you're saying because they're paying bigger money that it compensates for the smaller crowd. Well, two things to say to that, fanboy. Guess what? If you had a bigger crowd, that would mean even more money. You do understand that, right? Do you think they're trying to make more and more money, or do you think they're just trying to keep it even? And secondly, Fanboy, the point is that if ratings keep declining, if more and more fans stop watching, it doesn't matter how much they're getting paid for television rights, because if the fan base gets small enough, there will not be an NBA. They're getting paid for television rights because right now enough people are watching to make it profitable. But you do understand if that number keeps shrinking, at some point it will become so small that it is not profitable to have the NBA on TV. You do understand that, right? You understand that it will not be profitable to televise the NBA in any way if more and more fans stop watching. The key is to be proactive, not wait until it happens. You fanboys are working with a special level of stupidity, really. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I just don't even understand how so many dots are unconnected in your mind. I don't understand how so many dots are left unconnected in your mind. It's amazing, really. Like I said, you guys should be a case study for what happens when you are so blindly in love with your idol, with your king. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, this comes from the same video, Fanboy number 3. He says, LeBron haters in their feelings every time he has a great game, and it's hilarious. 2 laughing emojis, followed by the word GOAT. Fanboys, I promise, you guys are operating on the level of a 3-year-old. Okay. So, first of all, let me make it clear that I honestly don't care when LeBron has a great game, because he is so inconsistent, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. The people that get praise are people who deliver consistently. I mean, I think the one thing that you fanboys really avoid asking yourself is why so many people dislike your king. Why so many people don't think he's as great as you guys say he is, as he says he is. I feel like you guys really don't ask yourself that, and you probably don't ask yourself that because you don't want to come to grips with the answer. Again, see, you guys are very driven by circumstances. Everything is circumstances for you. When LeBron James loses, it's all because he didn't have the right circumstances. When Michael Jordan is 6-0, it's all because he had the right circumstances in you guys' mind. But here's what you guys don't ask yourself. There's been many NBA stars since before LeBron James. There's been many NBA stars since before LeBron James. Why does he in particular get so much disrespect? Why do so many people dislike this guy? You think it's just happenstance? Because I know you guys don't want to come to grips with the fact that, hey, maybe you're wrong. Maybe LeBron James gets so much disrespect because of how he carries himself. And again, with Michael Jordan, there was tons of players who came before Michael Jordan. Yeah, let's address this for a minute. There was tons of players who came before Michael Jordan. None of them reached the level he did, and you think that it's all happenstance. Let me tell you, for the people, and there's one fanboy in particular, because this particular fanboy, he loves bringing up the circumstances surrounding Jordan's greatness. He loves bringing up that Michael Jordan had this team constructed for him. And he had the perfect coach. He had Scottie Pippen. He had Steve Kerr. He had B.J. Armstrong. He had just the perfect pieces to match what he did. Let me tell you something. Jordan had the perfect pieces to match what he did because Jordan himself had no weaknesses. Number one. Number two, let's clear this up right now. Fanboy, sit down. Sit down for a second. Let me school you on this narrative that Jerry Krause was this genius recruiter who just happened to get the right pieces around Michael Jordan. Let me tell you why that scenario is bogus. Let me tell you why that narrative is flawed. Because unless Jerry Krause is a psychic, unless he can tell the future, he had no idea how Phil Jackson was going to turn out. He had no idea how Scottie Pippen was going to turn out. You know what he did know? He did know that he had one of the greatest players to ever play the game on his team. Again, Phil Jackson was not a proven NBA champion before he started coaching the Chicago Bulls. Scottie Pippen came into the league averaging 7 points a game. There was no way for Jerry Krause to know that these pieces were going to work. Now, hold that thought. Let's move over to your king. Your king, on the other hand, the GM, he has had the privilege of selecting players who he already knew was tried and true. They were already proven. They were already in the league established when LeBron selected his team. And yet still, he is 4-6. What's your excuse? I mean, make it make sense. Make it make sense, fanboys. Make it make sense how Krause is such a prolific recruiter, such a prolific GM, that he was able to take these unproven pieces and just know that they were going to work with Michael Jordan, while LeBron has taken pieces that were proven. Dwayne Wade was already a champion. Dwayne Wade was already a great player. So was Chris Bosh. So was Ray Allen. So was Kyrie. Everybody knew Kyrie could ball. So was AD. So was Russell Westbrook, which he couldn't get it done with them. So was Rondo. So was Carmelo Anthony. So was Dwight Howard. LeBron James has chosen players who were already tried and true, and he still couldn't get it done. Fanboys, I await your excuse. Let's hear it. Make it make sense. Again, Jerry Krause is overrated to me. Jerry Krause had the benefit of having Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan made that team work. Michael Jordan made Phil Jackson a Hall of Fame coach. Michael Jordan is the reason Phil Jackson knew once he left Chicago Bulls, he knew he was going to the second best thing next to Michael Jordan. He knew to bring Michael Jordan in to give Kobe advice. Phil Jackson was smart enough to know I got a second opportunity at coaching the next best thing to Michael Jordan to add on to my legacy. Michael Jordan is the key piece. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, what's this? Fanboy number 3. You know what I think I'm going to start doing? Because we got to turn up the heat. I think I'm going to start doing Fanboy of the Month, where I just pick one fanboy and read all of the ridiculous crap he says within the month. And, you know, we'll have fun with him just like we do with the Fanboy Files. Fanboy, stay tuned. I think that's what's coming next. Maybe we'll do that on a Saturday. Fanboy of the Month. All right. Well, okay, Fanboy number 3. Man, y'all really were offended by my Michael Jordan effect video. This seemed to get you in your feelings. Okay, he says, I can tackle this in so many ways. Laughing emoji. You definitely made some points about the decrease in popularity in basketball. If that's the case, you had two amazing NFC and AFC football championship games heading to the Super Bowl. Why not mention that? Oh, I forgot. It's about MJ versus LeBron. Or LeBron. So I'll do my best fanboy thing. So the title, The MJ Effect. To LeBron and all the other players he mentioned, do not have the MJ effect by not showing up to your ring of honor ceremony. In parentheses, see MJ fanboys make excuses. LeBron has 3 to attend. Cleveland, Miami, LA. MJ got bounced out of Washington for his bad conduct to Kwame Brown and other stuff. Might not have to worry about that one. Not going to mention Charlotte. It's actually more. This is not fair to MJ for people to hold him to high standards without telling all of it. Those folks are truly fanboys, in my opinion. See, LeBron get held to everything, especially the petty stuff, to get likes. A lot of stuff LeBron should be held accountable, but make excuses for the other guy. Did they go to the free throw line when Draymond Green tagged AD in his grill? Oh, don't punch your teammates in practice like MJ did because they were giving him the business. Have a great day, my peeps. Fanboys, you know what's really amazing about you guys is you guys will take the time to write something like this. And I think when you walk away, you feel good about yourself. But to everyone that reads this, like, you look the most ridiculous. Like, you took the time to write all this, and you could have summed it up in one sentence. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what you should have just wrote. I don't know what I'm talking about. I love LeBron. That would have sufficed. But okay, let's go through this. Let's see. He says, you definitely made some points about the decrease in popularity in basketball. If that's the case, you had 2 amazing NFC and AFC football championship games heading to the Super Bowl. Why not mention that? Oh, I forgot. It's about MJ versus LeBron. No, fanboy, it's about basketball. And this is not a football channel. If you go through any of my videos, we're not talking about football unless it somehow relates to a point I need to make about basketball. So yeah, there we go with that. And then he goes through with this list of, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, fanboy, if you can tell me what this has to do with the video. So let me explain to you what I was talking about in the video. I was talking about people are not as interested in basketball as they used to be when Michael Jordan was playing. That's what the video is about. The video is about when Michael Jordan left, the ratings took a plummet and they never recovered. And again, I've had a couple of people mention that it was because of the lockout season. No, it wasn't. Because if that was the case, the ratings would have went back up. The ratings didn't go back up. Like literally, MJ retired, ratings plummet, and they stay there. Except for the fact that in the last few years, the ratings have dropped even more. And I think that's because people are getting tired of LeBron James. The NBA needs a new face. LeBron James has overstayed his welcome. But so he proceeds to talk about MJ not showing up for the Ring of Honor ceremony. Who cares? What does that have to do with people watching basketball? What does that have to do with the video? What does that have to do with ratings dropping because MJ is no longer playing? He mentions Washington. Again, who cares? I can tell you this. MJ played all 82 games as a 40-year-old. LeBron James hasn't made it to 60 games in the last 5 years. How about that, fanboy? Since you want to bring up Washington. Let's bring that up. How's LeBron's ankle soreness going? How about the fact that the Lakers just beat the Celtics without LeBron and AD? How about we talk about that, fanboy? What about that? What does that say about your king? Let's see. He goes on to mention Charlotte. And again, what does Jordan's owning a team have to do with the video? And last but not least, he goes on to say that LeBron should be held accountable, but that we make excuses for the other guy. Nobody makes excuses for MJ. Again, fanboy, people who support Michael Jordan, they're well aware of his failures and imperfections. Again, his failures in basketball are part of his journey, and his imperfections outside of basketball, who cares? His imperfections outside of him playing basketball, who cares? I don't care if he succeeded with the Charlotte Hornets or not. I don't care. That has nothing to do with why he's the GOAT. So what are you talking about? The reason LeBron James is not top 10 has nothing to do with what kind of father he is. Although I'm starting to think maybe we should add that in there at this point. The reason LeBron James is not top 10 has everything to do with what he does concerning the game of basketball. Anyway, we are going to hold up here. Yeah, stay tuned. I think we're going to start doing Fanboy of the Month. So you fanboys that constantly in my comments, go ahead. Keep it up. And you will be Fanboy of the Month. And we'll just spend a whole video on you. That's what we're doing next. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day. And I will see you next time. All right.